So we continue with our the danger of a single story. Before that, there are some good words today, and they are consciously identify. Consciously identify means you feel your identity. For example, suppose you are in your house, then you don't feel your house name, or you don't remember your house name. When you go out, say in the class for example, somebody calls out your name and house name, then you feel that in your mind and body. Oh, I belong to that particular family. Or let's say we are all Indians. When we are living in India, we are not conscious. Means we don't feel that thought of being an Indian doesn't come to you always, isn't it? But when you go out in a foreign country, somebody says he is an Indian. Immediately we have that feeling. We feel it inside our heart. That is consciously identify means. When my friend was in America, he consciously identified that he was an Indian. Not when he was in India, but when he was in America, he consciously identified, or he felt that identity, that I am an Indian, like that. Understand? Then the second one was, of course, he said, turn to me. People turn to you means look at you. See, when somebody calls your name, then you will turn to that person. Who is calling? So the other day, I was in the market. I went there to buy fish. Then somebody called out my name. Then I turned to him. You understand that? And then the next one is embrace his eye. Embrace means hold tightly. Embrace. I embraced my child. That means I held him tightly. So embrace my identity means I accepted it. I accepted it. I liked it. I accepted something with liking. That's embracing your identity means. When I go out, say, or when we are abroad, definitely we will embrace our identity. That is, we have that liking to be known as an Indian. Isn't it? That is embracing your identity means. And next is irritable. Irritable means expressing your displeasure. Somebody calls you bad name, then that is irritable. Irritable. Somebody calls you by your second name. That means your second name is what? Nickname. Then that is irritable to some people. Some people, they don't care. If you call somebody his nickname, some people are irritable, but some people, they don't care about it. Suppose somebody is going, then you call monkey. And then that man, he may feel that it may be irritable to him. But some other people will think that, I am not monkey, why should I bother about it? He is a monkey. Like that. And that is the good attitude also. Then you have a response. Response means answer. Your response to your question, that means your answer to your question. Your response to a situation. It is raining. What is your response to that situation? You will take your umbrella. So that is, when it is raining, you take your umbrella, and that is your response to that situation. Suppose you are very warm and you are perspiring, sweating. So what is your response? You put on the fan, switch on the fan, and then that is the response. Like that. And the next one, of course, is incomprehensible, difficult to understand. It is very difficult to understand. So there are some people, they are incomprehensible. That means very difficult to understand. So they are the Americans and the other white people, they thought that the Africans were incomprehensible and very difficult to understand. I think the words are very clear. So today what is, she is trying to, Chimamanda is trying to tell us why was her American roommate shocked when she saw her. Because her American roommate had this idea which she heard from the other people. What you call popular images means opinions of other people. She had this idea. She had this single story about Africans. Africa is a place of beautiful landscapes, scenery and so on. Africa is a place of beautiful animals. But at the same time, she had in mind, from what she heard, that Africans are incomprehensible people, difficult to understand, and they are waiting for some foreigner to come and save them. This was the single story that the American roommate had about Africa. So when she saw Chimamanda with a fairly beautiful, not fairly beautiful, very beautiful woman, so at 19, and was very much interested in music, Western music, and again could speak English very well, as fluently as the Americans do or the British do. Then she was shocked, because the single story that she had in mind was this. The people were incomprehensible and they were waiting to be saved. They are expecting some foreigner to go to Africa and then save them from someone, I don't know what. So that is the single story. And therefore, her American roommate was shocked. That's the point that we are going to see today. I must say that before I went to the US, I didn't consciously identify as African. Consciously identify means I do not feel it in my heart, feel it in my mind. Understand? Because when you are at home, you are not consciously aware that you belong to that particular family. Because, for example, when you are breathing, you are not consciously aware that you are breathing. It automatically takes place. Like that. When you are in India, you don't consciously feel that you are Indian. But when you are abroad, somebody refers to you as Indian, immediately you will feel, oh, I am an Indian. I'm proud of being an Indian. Understand? That's the point. But in the US, whenever Africa came up, people turned to me. That's the problem. Whenever somebody says Africa, they will look at the Chimamanda. I did come to embrace this identity. With great pleasure, I accepted this identity. What is this identity? Identity as an African. And in many ways, I think of myself now as African. Although I still get quite irritable. I express my displeasure. I don't like irritable. When Africa is referred to as a country, I am very happy with my identity. I am an African. When people say Africa as a country, what comes to their mind may be this. It is a land of beautiful landscapes. There are beautiful animals, but the people are difficult to understand. They have to be saved by somebody. And this idea of to be saved by a foreigner, it was irritating to me. Irritable to me. Means I expressed my displeasure. I was not pleased. After I had spent some years in the US as an African, I began to understand my roommate's response to me. What was her roommate's response to her? Shocked. Shocked to to hear her speak good English, good accent, good style. Shocked to hear her play Mariah Carey's music instead of tribal music, because she had a single story about Africa. And that single story was not so good. Understand? And what is the single story we are going to see now? If I had not grown up in Nigeria, and if all I knew about Africa were from popular images, what people said about, you see, if I means, that could be, she is going to tell us about her American roommate. Her American roommate had this single story in her mind because she had only popular images about Africa. And she says, if I were also like that, if I also knew only about Africa from popular images, definitely I would also have been shocked. That's why images. I too would think that Africa was a place of beautiful landscapes, beautiful scenery, hills, hillocks, rivers and trees, greenery and so on, beautiful animals and incomprehensible people unable to speak for themselves. That's the point. About the people, the foreigners have this idea. People are difficult to understand. And they are unable to raise their voice, speak for themselves, means present their case. What is understood is that they are not developed. That idea. So from what popular images, what my American roommate came to know about Africa, Africa is a beautiful place, beautiful animals, but people are unable to speak for themselves. That means they are not educated. So that is an idea. I said that is proved wrong. Look at me. I am an educated lady. Saved by a kind of white foreigner. So who had to come and save them? Who had to come and speak for them? A foreigner had to come. This image, irritable to me, but anybody who had this single story about Africa, they would definitely have these ideas with them. I would see Africans in the same way that I as a child had seen Fide's family. Fide's family as a child, I knew about them only one story, single story. And that single story was Fide's family is poor. Like that. If I had not grown up in Nigeria, now I know many stories about Nigeria, not just single story. If I had not grown up, the American roommate was not grown up in, she was not grown up in Nigeria. So all what she knew is a single story. And the single story is that the Africans are not developed. The Africans cannot speak for themselves. The Africans have to be helped by a foreigner. If I had not grown up in Nigeria, same idea this American roommate also had. If I had not grown up in Nigeria, I would think of Nigeria or Africa just as I thought of Fide's family, that Fide's family was very poor. So I had only a single story about Fide's family. So also, the foreigners, they have only a single story about Africa. the people are incomprehensible, unable to speak for themselves. They have to be helped by a foreigner. That is not true. Because Chimamanda has already proved that. That story is not the only story. There are many other stories as far as Africa is concerned. Clear? I will read out the simplified version for you. When Chimamanda was living in Nigeria, she did not have the feeling that she was an African. In the US, she began to feel that she was an African. Why? Because she is in a foreign country. In her own native place, she did not feel it. When Africa was mentioned, people looked at her and then she thought that, oh, I'm an African. She expressed her displeasure, irritable, when people spoke about Africa. Chimamanda knew only a single story about Fidel. In the same way, in the US, her American roommate knew only a single story about Africa. From what her American roommate heard about Africa, American roommate thought that Africa was a beautiful place. She also thought that there were beautiful animals in Africa, but the world did not know much about the people. Incomprehensible. People there. She might have thought that the people in Africa were expecting to be saved by some white foreigner. That was why her roommate was shocked to see her. Again, here is the danger of a single story. I think now that you understood that point. What's that point? The point is the single story that her American roommate had about Africa, and so therefore, who is suffering? Chimamanda. She was shocked to see Chimamanda with Western music and an excellent accent. Did you listen? Have you listened to that TED Talk? You should. If you haven't, you should. She speaks very good English and also in the best polished British accent. Understand? You should listen. Then you will see that. Okay, so till we meet again.